What's going on, NEM crew? Today we're going to be taking a little bit of time and getting the Datsun ready for summer. Let's get right into it. Alright guys, I'm going to keep this short and sweet because I know once I say this you're going to need some sort of explanation, or you're going to have some questions on what's going on with the Datsun. So we're prepping the Datsun for the summer so we can drive, have some seat time. Now I know this kind of contradicts what we were saying because we want to get, we bought all those parts for the Datsun and we were going to start the big re-restoration, I guess you could say, of the Datsun. Now we're going to push that back a little bit. We got the Volvo behind us that we're going to use to get some, get the build going, get some build footage for the summer while we enjoy the Datsun. We don't get a lot of seat time, so we made the decision to enjoy the Datsun for a couple months while we can, and then we'll dive into everything later. So it's a little quick recap. So today we're just doing some things to make sure the Datsun will be good for this summer. So let's just jump right in. Start getting to work. Alright guys, we're going to start by removing the grill and this air dam. I have a new grill that comes all the way down so you don't have this gap from where the big bulky bumpers were. And the air dam, I actually just want to get it plasti dipped, or I'm going to plasti dip it rather. I was going to get it painted, but for the cost I didn't want to spend a couple $100s and have this get destroyed. I mean, it is going to be exposed to sand, rocks, and all that kind of fun stuff. So I don't want to spend the money and have it chip, you know, the couple days or a week or a month after I get it painted and spend that money. So I'd rather just spend a couple bucks on some plasti dip, put in some man hours, and get it painted. So, or plasti dipped. So let's just jump right in. We'll get this done. Then we can move on to more fun stuff.
Now go!
Front of the car looks crazy weird without having the air dam on. Can't believe I actually drove it for a season without the air dam on. That's crazy. It looks so naked, but it's gonna look really nice once it's done. So we got the car jacked up. We are going to drain the oil, drain the coolant, and that should be it for underneath. We can drop it back down, and then we'll have to get some things done in the engine bay. Look at my hair. Look at that. Got some Ace Ventura happening today. Hope you guys don't mind. guys, so we got the coolant drained, the oil drained. There's new oil in the car. Got the new filter on there. Now we have the rat hose off, so we can get this housing off because this is where the coolant leak is coming from. If you guys remember, we had this housing off to change all these sensors to see if we can figure out why the Datsun was having its little running and starting issue. And of course, it didn't seal 100% and it's leaking. So I'm gonna take a file and actually try and smooth this off so it's a perfectly flat surface. The cylinder head should be good because we had the cylinder head rebuilt not too long ago, and everything, all the surfaces for any of these housings were all surfaced and made sure that they were good. So I'm obviously going to clean up that spot as well, and then I have some gray Permatex I'm going to use as well as the gasket, and hopefully that doesn't leak. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to take a little bit of time right now and just smooth these surfaces off. Then we'll probably end up just reinstalling this. I'll need a new upper rat hose because it is really close to the fan, and I don't have a shroud on here right now, so I don't want to have any issues with the fan contacting the radiator hose. So probably end up ending off the video with us reinstalling this. Hopefully we have no leaks. That way it gives it some time to sit for a couple days before I get back to getting the Datsun running again. So let's see if we can clean this up. Alright guys, the surface looks good. Now I'm just gonna go clean up the spot on the car, and hopefully we won't have any issues with this thing leaking. Alright, I ended up taking the thermostat out, this top cover off, because it's just impossible to get the housing back in here without it affecting the gasket that goes against the cylinder head. So luckily I bought a couple of these thermostat housing gaskets, so we're good. I can just put some liquid gasket, put this back on, and let it sit overnight, and we should be good to go. Then the only other tricky thing is going to be trying to find the upper rat hose. But other than that, if I get the upper rat hose, I have everything ready to go back into the system, all the fluid. I'm just putting water, to be honest. Then we should be good to go, and I'm fingers crossed, I'm hoping that we don't have any issues with cooling system leaking. Alright guys, that's a wrap for today's video. Got a lot done, pretty excited. There's not really much more to do other than just double checking the torque on the manifolds because I think they're leaking, and obviously putting coolant in it, bleeding the system, putting the battery back in, tire pressures. We're gonna put a new grill, and we're gonna do the air dam. And then after that, other than giving it a good clean and polish and wax for the summer, should be good to go. There's not really much more to do. So see you guys next time. We'll be working on the Datsun again.